East or West home is the best. But what happened to someone who does not have a place to call home due to frequent occurrence of war? Before Sudan and South Sudan separated, they had been in the longest civil war after World War II, which left over 2 million people then and over 4 million people displaced. The war caused severe famine and disease in the country. Many people were forced to flee away from their home country in search for a better place to reside. Majority of South Sudanese ended up in Kenya, where they were able to settle in the northern part of Kenya at the Kakuma refugee camp. This became a place that many could call home as they were able to get the basic needs. Mothers and children flee, leaving the fathers and the men of South Sudan in war fighting against the northern Sudan. Having settled here, many had to find ways in which they could fit into the new environment for a better life. The single parents struggled to take their children to school for a better future. This was the point where the majority started relocating to the city for better facilities. But the question is, did they really get what they wanted? Has it made an impact in their life, or are they still struggling with the same struggles that they left in their nation? In this documentary, we'll be addressing the transition in which the South Sudanese left their own country, coming to Kenya and residing here, how they have managed to settle into the new environment, to take their children to school and manage their families in a different country compared to theirs, having different cultural values, norms, and beliefs, and trying to balance between the two nations and how to bring up their children. We will have two youth who will tell us their stories, how it has been like growing up here in Kenya and how they feel about their own country. We will also have a mother figure who will tell us the transition, the process that they took during the war to the time they came to Kenya, settle, and find a way that they could help their children to go back to school so that they are not lost to become the future leaders of South Sudan. Find out more in the documentary.
When you go to town road, I got road ka ding yet when I chat. Chimkay got one bang ding. In a rare bunch with a man do a ding it. Now, lot chat, Kabacham Jata ching it by you know. Meet the other night, I do walk over Chinky hero coin. Bangy man do yourself in your long, or yourself. A ching it, then Kabay jot when a chin Kabay jot a ching it. Cái tiền đua ni em ya đâm ấy nhỏ nó mục vấn đề mệt có trả gói thì có trả gói cái niệm cái đấy à chưa cái gì ở giờ chuyện ấy ở cái chỗ mình bị vô lòng Ethiopia đồ đại chiến Ethiopia chưa có cái gì à chưa cái gì ya đâm đồ đại chiến Ethiopia có trả một cái Korean có chỗ là đồ chiến cái phải rau Agud biya pe diak ko chat ko dang pe kero ko chat jal da Ethiopia agud ko joben ka poita ko cha ka toro rawich.
As tough as the journey seems, with many obstacles and many struggles along the way, she continues to tell us about how they overcame all these challenges to make it all the way to Kenya so that they can have a place that they could once call home, a place that they could be assured of security.
When she was joben ka ko refugee kana and a chill ben your local well, go yoke chung a different. To one, she was young, tin Ethiopia, Beko Ben, Arabic, Junub, Manaka Poeta, a Butina Rus, and I, Junub Sudan. The Kintom, a Ben Motcotton, Kodaega Moya Kulwak, now Biko. Kakuma, what you Ben Motko Yuk, Mashakel Kokayadam. Tukana, I got my Quakam page, Kataka Koch. Actually, what Pierre took a law when he and a cajon, a chamber comfortable, Kulel man, the SF, when it's done and serve Yadam. A chito, Pirata, Correlated, Lakin Jalda Kakuma. You know, damn what I got a UN, what am you and a hinja? And a know the Iran to know. In a Jaldi to Kakuma to be in Kenya, came wearing a refugee. Wearing a refugee can come to Kenya, Kayanga, from which country? And a car. Where you or your very Kenya? Reda, Kenya, can you relate and now walk? I shall get all education. Can I relate? Walk over Danko, your dear. I think it took a bad loy. I shall eat I then could want to peel all loy. Jim and Ballos, cool it, Adam. Kulaga man do a book while I do by. ka yi ngore su college a chile bangi ye freno be ben yote le be la telwe a chile bangi alas bayato ka yi tiyo wani mendo na bi bai ka den ka chembe yo kuna to bai ka be dan what environment bala he chana le bi ka bi yangi to dengan frela you.
John Mayena, student at Daystar University, Nairobi, Kenya, and Bashir Jathangs, an independent filmmaker based in Nairobi, Kenya, will tell us more about the inside story, how they have felt growing up in Kenya with the different challenges and how they have been able to cope with the situation. They also have a message of hope to their fellow South Sudanese across the world.
Yeah, the person who is brought up in Kenya and the person who is brought up in South Sudan, there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of differences in these two people bringing them together. Being in Kenya, you feel like you've adapted a lot of the foreign culture. And when your relatives come home and you see how they behave and how they do things, and I myself, at times when I think of whatever I grew up at home, then the way I think, the way I do things will have completely different from me growing up in Kenya. So that's
that I've gone through, me being a South Sudanese and the things I've gone through my childhood and stuff like that. So when I come to in a different country, it seemed to be different. Yeah, Kenya has freedom and has peace and peace of mind as well. There's no much that is going on in terms of violence and all that. So growing up in Kenya has let me just say has been positive. Like I've been able to have peace of mind, not worried about what would happen to me and something like that because of some of the situation I've been through before and all that. So it has been positive in a way. Like it has been like a second home to me, like Kenya. I couldn't say anything like compared to my home. Is like Kenya is much better. Like I think that's what I would say.
Ku kwat ka family ben apia bakayani ku chatich ye mela chabi ye man freedom mit ka Kenya to mena chi medit men chi anya wele ye men moch e ke free ke dan beloy chi man zaman le bela bi ko wo ka dang ta ko yo wo ka mit ku a chu wo ka mit kwa alaw bi la bi chi man mit chi nyir lo ka la pa yuan to wo ka Sudan a chi allowed long man nhà quân đặng ngô riêu là coi kèn pin thường chứ mà man mà chỉ adam achi party ben wala ka cho occasion ben la biran ka aten ka yi dan ka la bira la yu ku le me le yen ka piet ki chi la yu non friend de kan ka ben ayo wo ka mit kwa ayo wo ka control na cho dan man chỉ cho là yu ka ni chang dang pe ka yo ku tem Ashan be mit kwa biki chang na biki ngi. Woko rere tok. Chang da woko rere tok wa your family. Ti chini ko di le pa na ngi ko biki le barero wule ni le barero wai le barero no. Randi do le ka bai ki man kwa du wala ko du. Ale beta bai. Mi ta ye ka pia je loy. Man nya bulo ne ka ye ka loy bai. Biki ngi. Man mo ale bedang ka ye ka loy ka ye ka ror ka loy. The chief man to the ended, she a man with William man.
Because my auntie would come and talk about how 1, 2, 3 are done in our culture, how she expects a little kid to behave in front of people, how she expects me to talk this way and that way. So for me, I felt like with my parents, I used to have a lot of arguments, especially me, because I'm the kind of person who I believe in one thing that I've been taught, one thing that nurtured me, one thing that was programmed into me. I've been in school where my child life in Kenya, and I know I was taught how 1, 2, 3 things are done. And now people coming to at home, I felt like it's a new culture shock because I was so used to Kenyan way of life, and here come my own people. Reach to a point I felt like as if these are not my people because I felt like they don't appreciate what I do. But again, this is the culture that I grew up in. But when I grew up later on, after some few years, I came to realize that I really appreciate that because drawing for them, I don't think I will understand my culture, how things are done, even my own language. These guys are not staying with us at home. At this point, I don't think I will be speaking South Sudan. So when I grew up, I came to realize that they made a big impact, not only during that time, but at this moment, I really appreciate. So I still have a lot of problems with my mom, but later on she realized that this is a kid who's trying to grow up, and there's a lot of culture shock. But later on in life, she came to realize that I wasn't resilient simply because I was hard-headed. I was resilient simply because I wasn't understanding. But right now, I fully understand.
So in my case, you know, when I came back, I already knew the way of life, of how we live as South Sudanese. I mean, especially in, you know, the cultural and moral stuff. So when I came to Kenya, I get to be exposed in a different set of life. You know, like people are more civilized here, so a lot of stuff are handled in a different way. So, but I could not say, okay, this is what I can pick and run away with. You take the positive, you know, and try to be able to put it together with whatever that you have, you know, and the cultural moral that you have as a person. It's not always about you cannot collect everything. Like being in Kenya is like it being a ball of a lot of, you know, stuff happening, the social you know, way of life, and then the freedom, and then the freedom of speech, which is something we don't have back home. So this thing, if you pick all of them and go back home, I think you will have a hard time trying to live with the people, because that's not what is happening. But here you pick what is positive and what you think will make an impact when you go back home, and be able to, you know, to be able to make your life much easier, you know, in terms of trying to socialize with people and being able to connect with your people. So in terms of the culture wise, I think I've learned so much, but when you go back home, you have to think as well, okay, how do we live as South Sudanese? So when I go back home, I have to adjust and be South Sudanese. When I'm in Kenya, I do things the way it's supposed to be done, like in terms of, you know, like they say, if you go to Rome, do what Rome does, you know. So that's what it is.
Who has gone through a lot of difficulties and challenges but managed to bring up their children in an appropriate way, she gives an advice to the young mothers and to the young ladies who are still growing up in different foreign countries, and tell them how it is important to maintain family and stick together.
Iran chere pio e ya kenya balo mana chaka ping ba wana mondu ku chaka mit kun chaka diet e ka yen yar ba men ba ba mo chimana wan ku yente ku ya pio waro balo le pandien kana niop bang ka ya yu ye mondi yenen gale balo kor pi dang dien dang bila ya bata dan pi ta wan tin man ka men do chi chen fisha men do ba dum pin yetok abeli murandang kumung bali li murandang abedang tin bida terman met kana mende ka kaben ayina niar badil tong mendu chokitik ku ka chawo chare mit ko chok agut cheza bi mendu bendang fisha be successful ka kaben albi diarte albu ko leke bi ka piadari al bran mende ya kwanche kuna yeta wena mendu ku yeto pandu ku chogu madi can you age?
Parents got together, became young. I was at an early age. I think I was a year old, or not less than. So growing up in Kenya, I felt like there are no challenges because I feel like I don't know home that much. So for me, it's more comfortable here, because this is where I've just stayed ever since I was born. But being away from home, definitely, it's really a challenge, especially knowing that how relatives usually come back from home, and they talk about how home is, how a lot is needed to be done, how people are needed at home, and how the situation is. You being away from home and hearing all these things in your head is not easy. You just feel like I want to do what I want to do, and maybe perhaps I might be quiet. So if I'm not at home, it doesn't mean that I don't think about it, and it still home because I'm not
in my different, like probably growing up in South Sudan would have been different. Like I wouldn't be able to be articulate and be able to explain myself and be able to have gone to school and stuff like that, because we know back home there are no schools and all that. And when I came to Kenya, I had the opportunity to have to go to school and stuff like that. So I'll probably be in the army, or probably I'll probably the army was back home. Just being honest, I'll probably be in the army, or we'll be taking care of cattle and stuff like that. I mean, being in Kenya has like helped in a lot of ways, like in terms of education and and other stuff.
Okay.
That it is who I am. God created me to be South Sudanese. That's one thing that I cannot squash away. That's one thing I cannot let show. I can never trade my own place or where I come from for a benefit of one or two things. Dual citizenship, why not?
Not be like, yo, get rid of being South Sudan. Yo, no, like, yo. I mean, all I can say, like, have been in Kenya for over 10 years, yeah. So it has been a home for me, but I've never felt like this is home, yeah. Just never felt like this is home, but I know this is my second home. But when I go back home, even at the airport, you start feeling like, okay, I'm here now. What's happening? You know what I mean? But I would never, like, be like, think of, I've been here for a while. Otherwise, I would have taken, dual citizenship and all that if I really was interested to be part of, what's going on in Kenya. Of course, I'm grateful for what they have done for us and for taking us in as, as South Sudanese and all that. But I wouldn't do that. I mean, they need me back home that, to go and develop the country, So if I do that, I'm
not to change. When you start blaming yourself, you realize that frustrations and so many things will kick in. When frustration and these other things kick in, you lose focus of what you're doing. You lose focus on your education. You lose focus of the responsibility that you have been given here in Kenya. But always remember and always pray that we are the future leaders of tomorrow. Our time will come. This might not be our time, but our time will come. Make sure when your time comes, you are ready. Be it education-wise, be it your leadership, be it everything. Make sure when your time comes, when you are called upon South Sudan to go lead, make sure you are ready. Because the reason why we are here right now, we are being molded, we are being nurtured, we are being trained to be who we want to be. South Sudan leaders at the end of the day. No matter what you do today, don't feel frustrated, don't lose hope. Just always pray, do what you do, remain focused. That's the most important thing. There are so many challenges. Challenges there are there in life. But these challenges these are the things that keep us pushing. When you fall down, don't stay there. Pick yourself up, go. So many things will come, knock you down and all that. But please, again, please, let's just remain focused, do what you do. You go back in South Sudan, go change. There's so many things. There's so much knowledge that we require right now that I feel like if we go back in South time.
I know wherever you are in the world, like your roots are very important, where you come from as a person, regardless of wherever that you're residing or wherever that you think you're a citizen of some sort of that. But there's always the root, yeah. So what I would urge all the youth like around the world, like I think we just the reason why we left our country in the first place is to look for a place that is safer and be able to help other people, like other people that did not have the opportunity to go abroad to study, and stuff like that. So all I can say, we all go back home and establish our country, be able to make the change that we need. We don't have to be politicians, to make the change. It's just being able to help make meaning out of something that you have studied, like whatever the cost that you have, obviously it's going to have to make the if
It is with high hope that the citizens of the youngest nation in the world will be able to gain stable peace so that they can all come back to their country, build it, and become better leaders of tomorrow.